almost to the top.
Go on.
Think that's enough?
Yeah, that's just about do it. Okie dokie. Unfortunately, just like doing it the old-fashioned way, you still have to wait a couple of hours for it to dry out.
But what you do end up with are much bigger, fluffier meringues than if you'd done them in the oven.
Just get a load of this. The perfect Big Bang meringue.
Good. Just when you think it's safe to go to the loo, the bog goblin gets you. Now, it doesn't bite your bottom, but it will scare your mates, and I'll show you exactly how to make one. Now it's time to introduce your bog goblin to his toilet home, but before you do it, it's worth grabbing a pair of rubber gloves and getting someone to help you give the toilet a really good clean. But of course I know Michael's done that already, so it's time to load in this little fella. Brilliant. Now I've made an even scarier one. Whoa, just to really sort Michael out. Oh, what are you doing here?
I fell in. You couldn't help me out, could you?
No.
No, don't float! Do you remember that fairy tale about a girl called Rapunzel? She let down her hair so the prince could climb up. It was a bizarre story, but do you know what? I really think it could happen. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your fair hair.
You better get yourself a ladder, mate. My hair's never going to support you.
What did you say? I'm fat?
Well, there's certainly a lot to grab hold of, Lardy, but that's not the point. Hair can't be that strong, can it?
But if I can prove to you that hair can indeed support my weight, will you let me climb up?
OK, but don't faff around for too long. There's plenty of other princes in the kingdom, you know.
Now, hairs are not stronger than Rapunzel thinks. Take a look at this. It's just a single hair. I know it doesn't look like much, but it actually has the strength to hold a 100-gram weight from the kitchen.
So it'll help you with the cooking, and the point is?
Colours.
Now for the fun part, we're firing catapults, which are firing our ammo and
yes.
corks, and we've also got crossbows, which are firing matchsticks.
Now, corks are very destructive, which is great, but the matchsticks are far more accurate. Okay, truce. To make a machine that fires corks or matchstick projectiles like these, you first need to find something that can store energy. Now, I'm going to use this. It's an elastic band. Then you just need to get 3 clothes pegs and you can make your very own crossbow. With the first clothes peg, just take off one of the legs, like that. You don't need the one with the metal, so you can throw that away. Then stretch your elastic band over. There we go, it's in place. Take your second clothes peg and you want to slot it just underneath the elastic band and then twist it towards you, like that. And your second peg should grip it. Your third peg clips right on the back, like so. And then hopefully you should be able to stretch the elastic band back and clip it in place. And there you have your very own crossbow.
To make a catapult is just as easy, and my stored energy source is from the spring in a clothes peg. So for the base, I've used a small milk carton. Then stick your clothes peg on top, facing that way. Stick your lolly stick on top of your clothes peg, and then stick a bottle top to the top of your lolly stick, but do leave a little gap right at the top because that's where your finger's going to go. Then we're almost ready to fire, but you might want to decorate yours with more lolly sticks to make it look even more authentic. Load up your cork, aim and fire. Oh.
You are in for it. Yes!
Yay, that'll teach you. Off to the dungeons. Now this is a vacuum pump, and it's a very expensive piece of science kit. Now in normal hands, a vacuum pump is used for very sensible scientific experiments, but these are certainly not normal hands. In fact, I found a really bizarre thing you can do with a vacuum pump, so let me show you. What I've done is attached a glove to the end of the pump, and I filled it with sand, so it's really squishy at the moment, but check this out. See what happens when I switch the pump on. Hey. Now, when the pump's on, it sucks all the air out of the glove, so the grains of sand get all packed together really, really tightly, and, well, basically, it goes rock hard. Look at that. Now, the reason for this is that the sand grains are really rough, so with no air in between them, they get locked together. But, of course, don't forget that inside the glove is still those tiny little particles of sand, and not solid rock at all, even though it feels like it. Now, if I start to pull, what happens here is that the grains of sand start to move and slide over each other, but when I let go, then they lock together again, which is great because you can make all these rather weird and wonderful shapes. And as soon as I stop pulling, it locks again. Pull down on that one, and then one big pull in the middle. You get some really kind of alien formations here, and of course not forgetting the thumb at the end. So you can play around till your heart's content, twist them into all sorts of shapes. I could really scare Michael with this. Now then, when I switch the pump off and just unhook the pump here, woo, what happens is, whee, the air rushes back in. Of course, the grains of sand are no longer jammed together, and the glove miraculously goes back to its little soggy self.
To move. But inside my little tea-powered thing, it actually causes this weight to move. Now what happens is that shifts the balance of the seesaw, causing it to move upwards. Then as the metal cools down, the coil closes, the weight moves, and it dips back down in the tea again. Completely useless really, but quite good fun. At the beginning of the show, I set Kate a puzzle. I asked her to get the white draft from in amongst the black drafts. Can she do it? Kate, what have you come up with?
Well, brilliant solution. You wouldn't let me use one ruler,
No.
but two actually work better. Watch this. OK, ready? Just slide those across. knock the white one out, and then carefully slide the black ones back.
OK, that is impressive, but when I said no rulers, I meant no rulers. So come on, can you do it without rulers?
No, I can't.
Right, I shall show you how it's done.
OK.
Now, all you need is another draft.
Oh, OK.
Yeah, basically, if I line this up, you should be able to see that the edge of the draft I'm holding lines up with the white one.
Yeah.
OK, so just like in a game of snooker or pool, if I put a bit of backspin on this draft here, when it makes contact, it should rebound off the stack, passing most of its energy into the white draft, so sending that off there, while the others stay where they are.
So only the white one?
Yeah.
OK, let's have a look.
Well, that's the theory. Should we try it?
Right.
OK, here we go. I'm going to do it with my right hand. Ready?
Woo!
How about that?
That is brilliant.
That's pretty
Have a
cool,
go.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Go on, you
that's
have a go.
really good. OK, so
It's quite
line them up.
tricky.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd warn you.
We know I'm so good at pool.
Actually, you'll get this straight away, won't you? Go on.
No, let's have a look. OK.
Look at that!
Hey, I
First
like
time.
it. This
A bit of a
is
show off, aren't you?
brilliant. Yeah.
In the next Big Bang.
I'll show you how to keep your savings safe and secure down the bottom of a whirlpool.
Exploding jelly. Why, you never see big jellies in the wild.
And helicopter alien head slicing.
What, is that a game?
Yeah, it's great fun.
So, we'll see you next time.
On the Big Bang.
Oh, come on! Yeah! Yours.
Well, that was the last from Big Bang.